Welcome back to the Cracked Mug. As you see, I am ready to go, really hungry. Today we are making Hungarian goulash. Goulash is actually a soup and not really a stew. It's got a very thin liquid around it. And it's been around since the 9th century. It gets its name from the Hungarian word goulash, which means herdsman. The herdsman ate this dish. And it was mostly made of dried meat, some vegetables, and not many spices. That spice we've come to love today by its beautiful red color, paprika, was not introduced until probably the 16th century by the Ottoman Turks. Over time, the dish has evolved and become more sophisticated, with slight changes depending on what particular region of Hungary you are living or having the dish. Today, we will keep this wonderful soup very traditional, with tons of onions, peppers, and of course, that sweet Hungarian paprika. About the paprika, if you can't get Hungarian paprika, I'm pretty sure the paprika in your cupboard will be perfectly fine, as long as it's not smoked paprika. Do not use that, will not work. So just a regular paprika. Most paprika, plain, is actually a sweet paprika. So it's important. The other thing of note is the beef. And the beef should have a little marbleization in it. And it is that breaks down with the slow cooking and creates a lovely tender bite. So a little fat is useful, though I have trimmed the excess fat off of this. Well, I am ready. What are you doing? So come on, let's get in the kitchen, make Hungarian goulash. Come on. Typically, a pork fat would be used here. You can use butter, a little bacon fat if you have it. So it's 3 tablespoons. I am using 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of bacon fat because that's what I have. Our fat is hot, so we're going to brown our beef in batches, probably about 5 minutes until it's a little brown on every side. Don't overcrowd your pan here. You know the routine. This is probably the slowest part of the entire process. But we know that browning your meat properly is key to developing the flavor of your dish. So be patient, have a glass of wine, and turn those as you go along. Every 2 minutes, just turn them over. They're getting some color. My heat is at just above medium-high, and I'm using 2 pounds of beef, probably a little less than 2 pounds because I trimmed quite a bit of fat off of it. I am happy with that color, so it's time to move on to the next batch. Set these aside. And finally, the last batch. That took me 4.5 batches. Beautiful brown meat, worth every minute. All right, medium heat. Let's add our onions. Onions are a very important part of this dish. Do not skimp on them. The recipe calls for 1.5 pounds. I definitely have 1 3/4 pounds coarsely chopped. We are going to saute these for about 7 or 8 minutes. Give them a stir to get them coated. And yes, I have no idea why I'm still using the tongs, but here I am. We have lovely brown fond at the bottom of this pot, as you can see. The onions take on some of that color. We have to let them cook. 7 minutes. We'll take a look at them. That has been 7, 8 minutes, and the onions are beginning to brown. And I just tasted them, and they're soft and delicious. To that, we are going to add 2 red bell peppers and 1 yellow bell pepper, coarsely chopped. 2 tomatoes, coarsely chopped. And 5 cloves of delicious garlic, minced. Time to bring out the Ashley. Stir that up. The smell of the onions and the peppers. Wow. All right, medium heat. We're going to saute these for about 7 minutes. My peppers are getting quite soft. It's decreasing in size. All right, the next step, and I'm going to show you I mean business. I'm going to turn off the stove a second. I'm going to take this pot, be careful, off the heat completely. We're going to add the paprika. It's said that if you add paprika, sweet paprika, to an extremely hot pan, it can get scorched and the paprika will become very bitter. So we're not taking any chances, are we? Not on my watch. That is 1/4 cup of paprika. I'll have all the measurements in the recipe. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. We're going to return our beef and any juices along with it to the pot. Stir that in. I'm smelling that paprika. It's wonderful. All right, to that, I'm adding 5 cups of beef broth and 1 bay leaf. And we're going to return our pot to the stove. All right, medium-high heat. We're going to bring this back to a simmer. It's worth noting, if you were going to use caraway seeds, which are not traditional all over the country, now would be the time to add them along with the beef and the beef stock. All right, let's bring this to a simmer. This is just coming to a simmer. Remember to scrape the bottom of your pot to get all that lovely fond off. This poor pot, it really is one of my prized possessions. Here I am with making it this wonderful Hungarian soup in it, and yesterday I was making fresh bread in this one pot. It is so versatile. All right, next up we are going to put a lid on this and simmer it gently for 40 minutes. Set your timer. It has been 40 minutes. Oh, I tell you, my kitchen smells amazing. All right, to this we're going to add 2 medium potatoes that have been cut into about 1/2-inch cubes, 2 medium carrots that have been chopped. Stir this well, bring it back to a simmer, cover and simmer for another 30 to 40 minutes until the beef is soft and tender. It has been an extra 40 minutes because I checked this as it went along. Oh, the smell. All right, time to taste it and adjust our seasoning if needed. I want to try a cube of meat, piece of potato, and I want to taste the soup. It's a beautiful color. The sweetness of it, it's wonderful. All right, so I'm going to give the soup 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a few grinds of black pepper. And I just want to check the meat. Beautiful. I can cut it with a fork. That's important. Perfectly tender piece of meat. So 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 7, 8, 9, 10 grinds of black pepper. Stir that in. And while we're at it, we can remove the bay leaf, who has done an outstanding job. I should give out awards for all the ingredients in my pot. Supporting vegetable, leading vegetable. Well, that's probably me. Let's get this in a bowl. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, there is so much of it. I could feed a small army. Certainly enough for 6 people here. I have to try this. Quite typically, this might be eaten with gnocchi, or a noodle would be fine too. Today, I'm using some crusty bread, and I'm just going to stick it right in there so it can soak up that goodness. All right, let's give this a taste. I have to start with a piece of meat and a few. Oh my, the beef is so tender, it just melts in your mouth. The flavor of the paprika in this is incredible. It is rich and complex, full of layers. The onions and the peppers bring about gorgeous sweetness, and that's from that slow cooking, gently simmering. This is magnificent. Amazing. Do make some of this. It's incredible. Look at that bowl. It's a glorious soup in a gorgeous bowl. Thank you, Petey the bat, whose parents brought this to me. And it's an absolutely splendid vessel to display this soup. So thank you. Hi, Petey. Not much else to say about this. It took a couple of hours, but when you're around the house, that's not a big deal. It is exquisite. A rich, luxurious, complex soup that is so simple to make. And I really think you should do that. right after you give this video a thumbs up and a like and a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I've been using this recipe for, I guess, 20 years, longer. And I'm sure that there is some granny in Hungary, a bum or bupa, who says this is not how you make it. I'd love for her to write in and let me know where I went wrong. It is gorgeous, delicious, and you will love it when you make it. So that's it for now. Until next time, mind yourself. Bye.